Hi everyone, it's Jen from Mind's Eye. We're going to do the weekly report for December 8th through the 14th. I have to say it's quite the heinous review as a psychic because it's known. NOAN, which is curse-like, known, KNOWN, to someone saying NONE, but saying known. So when I say that there was something that was found that was heinous, that just can't come out yet. And when you just can't come out yet, you just have to say, there's nothing to do with you whatsoever. So when I actually see this to the highest point of regard, I say, you can't, you just cannot come out yet. Mm, Something came out. So that is how it's gonna do. When I see it on Sunday, I do see the Army Navy game. I do see that it is a mixed review after that. I do see that Monday the 9th is to do in. And then when I see Tuesday on the 10th, I say no more, no more, no more. And then when I see Wednesday, evermore, to everlast, to evermore, to nevermore, to Edgar Allan Poe is the halt stop. So when we actually see this alleviation from discontent, I think so. This was quite skilled, quite anxious, not planted, not staged. Knight of Pentacles. It is an offering, though. It is highly discontented. No family support. Many ways, hidden motives. I already knew. I already knew. So when we actually go through and we profile everything after what has gone through, alleviation of burden. So when we go through it to the highest extent of a resolve, I just can't even do. I am so sorry lately. Like my camera is off camera, and that's where it's gonna go. Like nobody can talk straight. Recovery from heinous rule. Absolutely happy families, though. Absolutely happy families. This was source, proper, to honorable, sitting, no strength. It's a little weak, but they worked everything well, not to an 8 or a 9, to an infinite resolve to put it at rest. What is it? It is whatever is inside of you that needs to be put to rest. The sun, now, unhappy? I think so. Because it really is stone face. Difficulty. Transitions? No, we're not talking about the LGBTQ plus community. Well thought out though. So that is how we should do. That is the expressions that are going to happen next week. They can't do it anymore. We can't do it. All right. So in reality, I'm just cutting away some energy by doing this. In reality, there's a lot. There was something that was found. It was known, the public known about it. They should be careful. I don't see leery. I don't see weary. I don't see anything of this. But when I see this at a dismay, you can't even believe. I want to say that Friday the 13th actually is more good luck than anything else. But I do see like people being a devil incarnate on the next day on the 14th. They are nasty. Absolutely nasty. And I don't see it's about rent. I don't see it's about a marriage, but it really is about a dismay order that can't do or can't go through. They want to end it. There's something in the collective that wants it to end. You can't make it up. Alrighty. With that being said, I do see some unrest at the end of the week in the public. It is something about railroads. Believe it or not, about the railroads. It is something about the world and the railroads. I do see politics sitting more intuitively, especially after that huge outburst in Congress about 9/11. I do see disrupt with feminine energy. I do see this was meant to disrupt them, which meant it was pretty well manifested. Difficulty still, but less of a burden. It is meant for a move on. I do see skilled work with this and teamwork. I do see a type of dig with this Queen of Pentacles in reverse. I do see the Page of Wands sitting there like this, saying, you can't, you can't, you can't, you can't. I want to offer it on the table and goes, you cannot do that at all. So there is no judgment at all. I don't see judicial actually going through. I do see a time of rest as what we anticipated, but I do see everyone sitting a little bit better financially next week. Just a little bit better. Now, as far as this goes, let's look on how nasty still the South is with their recovery. It is not well planted, it is not well rooted, it's not well recovered. You know, it looks at this contentment, but really we're still having a lot of issues. It's like, we sit here with our thoughts and our offerings and I can't even put a picture to words. Look at this individual, like they have all these options. You can do this and this. They're like, no, we need our actual federal relief because we're struggling still down here. Generators were stolen. So when it actually gets to this, you actually have to start thinking of it's an old term of coupling, and it's not relationship. Coupling is actually when two or three or four families actually start getting it together. That is where there is no celebrate. But I say here Tate and T-E with an accent mark. This is what really hurts because they're cold, they're hungry, they need stuff. There's only so much they can do. There's only so much prudency that they can for survival mode still. Am I preaching? Am I advertising? No, realistic. This is where they're being so frugal and guarded with all their resources. That's the Four of Pentacles, holding and hugging it. That the Page of Swords can't even come in quickly with haste to cut away at anything. There, it really is a block. Now, I do see journey. So the Queen of Wands does not sit right, highly disturbed, but weak. It's really hard to explain that, but basically, when you actually see their expressions on their faces, they're like, we're tired of this. We're absolutely tired of this. It is almost hostage-like. Trust me, anyone who knows when they're being blocked, every which way and form, can feel it. Highly dishonorable. This is where I say true misogyny comes in and through a person. of an emotional offer. That's the Page of Cups to cause a pause. Where do we want to pause? Because we saw, the week through the 1st to the 7th saying that there was something else in a mix. And then we had the pardon of Hunter Biden that was definitely seen as a pause and a holdup. Where else do we need to have a pause? Where was the foresight on the horizon? Was it a plane? There's no victory in this. And then when I actually see it, I see a person's name, Victory. So when I actually see the steal, all forms of the spelling, to cause solitude, to hermit mode, I have to say, some areas might be a little bit more heinous than other with just sheer logic. There's no deals down south, but I do see it as a continuous on. So why did it flip of a switch where it's this to that run in my mouth on how heinous it was? That is how quick everything is a juggle in that energy where it changes, where we're still sitting where we live and we say, well, the football game was good and we still waiting on the verdict on Daniel Penny, and then we're still trying to figure out possibly where that individual is, because this is actually on the 6th that you can't even see this. You can't even see this. I see a run. I see RUE with that United Healthcare individual who's on the loose right now. I see a 2. I see the number 3. I see the number 23. I see a 4393, and that's all you need to know. So when we go about it and I'm swinging my pendulum and I'm actually seeing something like at the desk with, the weighted balls going back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, where stands the time? You don't want to turn that back. All right. Now that I did a little bit of a heinous review, I don't see numbers in the charts. I don't see anything of a new mix, but a Perth out. Perth out means that they're going to do something unknown. It's due to come in. Let's look through the crystal. Just go about, just know about, and be about obey. BE. That is a political term from the Civil War when you get a gee, a gangster, a mobster, an affiliate. Basically, they're going to be looking for anything and anything and something and nothing, the 8th to the 14th, any signs, because something was not right when they wrote those words on those rounds in New York. And that's all I have to say. So, with that being said, any comments, questions, or concerns, go ahead and leave me a comment, send me an email, and we will talk to you soon and try to have a good week.